Lovely COVID. I'm gonna blame it all on COVID.
Good morning. This is our drag. So what is a drag and what do we use it for? We drag this over the fields from the tractor as it goes over all of the gopher mounds and cow pies and breaks them up and spreads them out. And we'll show you what all of that looks like. So we have it mounted here to the back of the tractor. And this is one that Chris and his dad made several years ago. So we've got some solid pieces of metal here that they've drilled through and connected with steel wire that goes through in a pattern of these old semi-truck tires to another steel plate to the end. And so it just fits all nice together and is really heavy. Yeah.
Aren't you so funny, Mommy?
So as I was editing this video, I wanted to interject this in here. We're changing the sprinklers today, and I'm looking at this field that has now been watered once, and so it looks a whole lot better than it did before, but it did not look great. And so I wanted to kind of put a little disclaimer in here that it looks awful because lovely COVID. I'm gonna blame it all on COVID. So the new pivot that we're putting in was only a portion of the larger scheme that we had been working towards and planning for and saving up for and all this stuff for, I don't know, the last 4 or 5 years, and maybe even close to 7 now when you count COVID in it, because we started planning it all and getting permits to drill the wells and stuff like that. And so, but with COVID, everything changed on the pricing. Everything's skyrocketed, everything's gotten delayed, everything's just gotten so much more difficult. And so we have had to scale back our plans substantially. And so this field was originally supposed to be under another pivot, and so we hadn't put a whole lot of effort into it of getting seeding it and having it be its grandest, because we had planned to have to take it all out and redo it brand new underneath the pivot. Hi, buddy. Go play. Go help him. And so we've just kind of been limping it along until we knew what we were able to do with the projects and things like that. So, so we'll see how it goes for now. And so we are doing the best we can with it again for this year. And it seems like that's our theme with this field particularly. But I thought I'd throw that in here. We're so excited about the pivot, and hopefully soon we can feel like we're making more progress and things are moving forward in a more positive direction with the delays of COVID and all the craziness that's brought, that I'm sure lots of other people have experienced in many different ways. But so this is just one way that another trickle effect from COVID that has come down through the lines, and it's still happening. I mean, obviously with the economy and all that, but everything's changed. The prices are 2, 3, 4 times. There's a couple things that it's 10 times the cost of what it used to be. And so it is what it is, and we're making the best of it that we can. And that's life. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the video though.
So this one has not run over yet. The drag went right there. So you can see how it breaks up the cow pies into usable, breaks up the cow pies into more usable fertilizer. Because this will take a lot lot longer to break down than these that have been run over. And here's a gopher mound that has not been drug. And this one that has. So it really helps to spread the dirt out and make it so that the grass gives the grass a chance to actually grow up through the dirt instead of, whereas this doesn't have any chance hardly at all to grow up through the big mound, but that will. What are we doing today, babes?
We're helping the field grow some grass.
Are we helping Daddy drag the fields?
Yes, and then we're helping stuff grow grass.
Yay! Are we growing hay?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it so fun?
Yes.
Oh,
I can't wait to eat some hay.
Yummy! Okay, so Chris is coming right for us. So I thought this would be a good place to show. So there's a cow pie, a little bit of a gopher mound. Here's some gopher mounds. And then we will show you the after.
The drag makes the manure crawled up into pieces.
Yeah, and what about the gopher mounds?
It grinds up.
It flattens them out, spreads the
Yeah.
dirt out, so the grass can grow back up again.
Yeah.
And here's how it does it. So it spreads it out, so the grass underneath has a chance to grow back up through it again.
And those little balls.
Yep, and these little balls are the manure we spread. So that'll help to give fertilizer to the ground. This is one of my favorite things to see in the spring, is how you can see the line of where they've drug and where they haven't. And just how it changes the colors of the grass, because it lays it down and spreads it gets kind of dusty. So I don't know why, this is one of my favorite views. It just means spring is finally here and we're making progress and moving forward and to a new season. And this is what a cow pie looks like after the drag has gone over it. So there'll still be some big chunks now and then, but for the most part it breaks it up pretty and spreads it out pretty far, so it helps get all that good nutrients back into the soil. We usually like to do this a little sooner in the season because it does cause a bit of damage to the plants that as they've come out of dormancy. But it is what it is. We had a huge dust storm come through and burn out one of the bearings. Got a bunch of dust inside the bearings on one of our wells, so we've had to deal with that and got a little bit behind. She wanted to run ahead. Oh, you're so fast! Oh!
I'm so fast.
You are. Gopher mound, cow pie. Here's yams. Another gopher gopher mound, another cow pie. So you'll see how good of a job that drag does in breaking up the gopher mounds, badger holes, the cow pies, and just getting it all nice and good and flat and level from the winter. So this will be our first year using manure that we brought in. So this is pig manure. Usually we have our neighbors graze their cows on the fields, and so that's what most of the cow pies are from, is from them grazing through the winter time. And so that's been wonderfully helpful for the fields. And but we wanted to give it a little more oomph this year and do an experiment with some pig manure. So that's what these hard, let me show you. All of these little balls, pebble looking things, is the manure. And it's a lot harder and dried out than I thought it would be. But we've also had little to no rain on this since we've spread it. But it does have to be dry enough to actually spread through, be thrown out through the fertilizer cart. Have a good nap? Or you want to cuddle? Cuddle? Okay, come here. Want to snuggle wiggle woo woo? This guy usually is going a mile a minute, so it's nice when he just wants to slow down.